Speaking of international hockey, we'll get the Four Nations rosters tomorrow. Is Connor McDavid a lone Oilers wolf on that roster, or does somebody else join him?
I got to be straightforward with you here, and I've said it in other places too. I cannot believe that people don't know how good Evan Bouchard is. Like, I just can't believe it. I'm stunned and shocked. I make a joke, you guys. I said, well, just another example. Everybody in the East turns their TVs off at 10 o'clock Eastern time, and they don't see, like how good. Evan Bouchard defensively is very good. Forget about how good he is offensively. He's really good defensively, but there's this narrative around Evan Bouchard. Listen, I'm not going to slag anybody else. Evan Bouchard should be an automatic on this team. What are they going to do? Just put McCarr on the power play? He's the only guy that's going to play on the power play? Bouchard's a great power play guy. In fact, when it comes to the power play, I would say that he's better than McCarr because he's got the big booming shot. I'm not saying he's better than McCarr overall, but on that power play. So to me, like, McDavid's on the team. Hyman's been plagued by play that we didn't see from last year. Not that he didn't play hard. He just didn't get rewarded. Then he's coming off an injury. I think that'll hurt Zach. But the bottom line is Evan Bouchard should be on this team. No question. I don't think it even should be a discussion.
Craig Button bringing the heat on Bouchard on the back end. Latino. We'll see what ends up happening. What about, any chance Skinner gets that third spot?
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, the Canadian, I think Hill and Binnington are locks on the team. I think after that, who's going to be your third goaltender? I mean, could it be Stu? I mean, he's played well. Could it be Logan Thompson? Yeah. I mean, I know Mike Johnson and I, went to fantasy hockey.
Yes,
and
you did.
Had Joey Decor. Yeah. Anyway, I think it was more of what we were trying to say about Canadian goaltending is that they might have to look far and wide. But Binnington, Hill, and I think after that, could Skinner be in the mix? Yeah, he could be in the mix. But Montembeault, could he be in the mix? Thompson, I think it'll come down to one of those three guys along with Hill and Binnington.
Hey, we can't let you go without talking about the World Junior camp list that went out. And it seemed like, 4 top 10 picks from last year's draft weren't there. I know there was a lot of people fired up about it yesterday. Was there one name not on that invite list that really surprised you, Craig?
In full transparency, I'm never surprised by who doesn't get invited, to be straightforward with you. The quality and depth of talent in this country is second to none. And so when we start to go through it, right, and you start to go through and I believe the 05 birth year, the 06 birth year, the 07 birth year, and yes, the 08 birth years, I think Canada's positioned to get on another golden run here at the World Junior Tournament because of the quality of player. So every year there's going to be this type of kind of hand wringing and why isn't this player here? Why isn't that player there? So we have Jack Ivankovic, a 17-year-old goaltender going. We have Matthew Schaefer, 17-year-old defenseman going. We have Gavin McKenna, who's not available to the 2026 draft going. We have Porter Martone, a top player. So we have 4 young players going to the tournament. Then let's go to the 19-year-old players. You better unseat some of the 19-year-old players. And then you start to look like Berkeley Catton, Jet Luchenko, Sam Dickinson, right? So what's the mix? It's not just one player or one spot. Everybody just picks out one player. Yeah, TJ Ginla's good, and Beckett Seneca is good. They're all good. Zane Parekh is good, and Carter Yakimchuk is good. The only one, and I'm saying the only one that I would be Joshua Ravensbergen, the goaltender in Prince George. They were all right there in consideration. And guess what? They're all going to be counted on. Yakimchuk, no, because he's not eligible. Oh, no, yeah, he's not eligible next year. But the other guys are going to be counted on. But when you start to look at the team, the only 2 guys that I would have considered would be Parekh and Yakimchuk for the power play. That offensive guy, Cale Makar type, even be a 7th defenseman, like he was on the 2018 team. They're going to count on Bo Aki, the Edmonton Oilers draft pick, and it's great for Bo to be there. But I will say this, and I will say it unequivocally. Bo Aki has never come close to Parekh and Yakimchuk at any stage of his career versus those guys. So that would be my only quibble, to have one of those guys there in that spot. But they believe in Bo Aki, and it comes down to this. And it comes down to this every single year. They're going to be hand-wringing and maybe some criticism over their picks. You win gold, it all goes away. If you don't...
That's true. It's true.
The heat turns up. But this is a quality group. It really is. And it was expected that you would have some, and that was the quibble might not even be the right word. Everybody's going to have different choices. I would have had one of those two guys there.
Excellent. Always a pleasure, man. We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. That's Craig Button. He's the best. I could talk World Juniors with that guy for hours.